We have a lot of foreigners living in Switzerland who were just like you, who were looking around to buy a property because they were burning money by paying rent. We have clients in Basel paying rent like 5,000–6,000 per month just for a house rental. And then people do their math, and we're gonna talk about why it's not interesting to rent a property in Switzerland. So imagine if you have a B permit or a C permit, you are allowed to buy a property in Switzerland for your primary residence. So you can live in it. The Swiss rates are very low. You pay now for a 10-year fixed mortgage, you pay like 1.6%. Meaning, if you buy a house for 2 million francs, you might pay in rent, let's say 60,000 per year. 60,000 vanished. You don't have ownership, you just rent it. And now, if you own the property and let's say you get the financing of 80%, which means you have a mortgage of 1.6%. Now 1.6 times 1.6 interest rate is 25,600 francs in interest payment, if I'm not mistaken. Meaning you pay 2,000 per month to the bank for the interest, which is nothing. Let me control it. 1.6 times 1.6. Yeah. Hey, 2,000 francs for the same house. That's nothing. And the cool thing is you own it. You have the ownership. You own the land, which is like very interesting. You know how many calls we get or emails we get from people from the Middle Eastern who want to buy properties in Switzerland? Everyone wants to buy a property in Switzerland because it's a safe haven. So now there's like one problem. Maybe you're thinking about leaving Switzerland again. Maybe you've been living here for 3–4 years and you just don't want to pay any more rent. Then ownership is all right. But it's very important to know where you are buying. In Basel, you have a lot of farmer. People in Basel, they buy something in Basel-Stadt, Rien, Bettingen, Bruderholz, Binningen, Bottmingen, which are very interesting for taxable reasons. And you are very near the city. You have a lot of expats in Zug. There are some oil traders there. You have expats in Zurich. So these places are very interesting to buy something. And it's very important for you to be decisive and curious where to buy a property if you're thinking of leaving Switzerland again. And now the second thing. If you plan to leave the country in 10 years, you shouldn't do a mortgage for 20 years. It doesn't make sense because you will have to pay like some type of, in German you say, penalty. You have to pay some fees if you break your contract. And now that's why most people buy these apartments and houses for 2–3 million francs and have the ownership. And then they need to relocate and sell the property, which is totally fine. You sell the property, then you go back maybe to Brazil, to the States or Spain. In my opinion, it doesn't really make sense to rent in Switzerland if you have the money. If you don't have the money, if you have a very low income and you don't have some equity, then this video isn't for you. Please don't watch it. No, I'm just kidding. Usually people, foreigners living in Switzerland, they earn like 300,000, 500,000. We have some clients in Zug who earn like 2–3 million francs per year. So it's easy going. And if you earn this kind of money, you shouldn't be renting. Renting is only for people who are able to buy a property because of low income, low equity. And if you don't know, and that's very often the case, and you don't have to be ashamed, if you don't know till which asking price you are able to buy a property, hey, no problem, it's not your fault, just ask us. How should you know it? Even Swiss people don't know how much they can afford because there is the affordability calculation. The banks make the calculation with 5% to see if you pass a stress test. So, hey, don't lose time. Get a free consultation with us. We are former bankers. I used to work like 8–9 years in banking before starting my own company. We are mortgage brokers working with 30 banks. What we do is for people like you, get the best rates. We work with UBS, cantonal banks, everything. So the rates are one thing, but it's not just about the rates. It's about explaining you everything in English so that you understand it. That's very important for people. You want to understand what you're doing, what you're signing. And we take care of everything. You have your second pillar, third pillar. We take care of everything. Our people, they just have to choose their apartment, choose their house. We're going to make the mortgage comparison. You choose the the duration, and then we take care of everything, and you just go sign the contract, go to the notary and get the keys and give your wife or your husband a kiss. Bam, and it's all done. That's how you should do it. If you earn 200 to 500 francs and you're not working with a mortgage broker, you are totally lost. Totally lost. What are you doing with your time? You shouldn't be allowed to earn this kind of money if you're doing everything by yourself. But I think most people, they do it because they don't really know that there is a mortgage broker who can take care of everything. And if you are a foreigner living in Switzerland, thinking about buying a property, we will have for sure already closed some deals with your colleagues. If you live in Basel, Zug or Zurich, we do a lot of expat financing. If you work in pharma, trading or finance, hey, just click on the link here down below and book a consultation. There will be a phone call, very short, with one of our staff members, and then we will see if we are able to help you. If we are able to help you, we can make an online meeting and talk about what your situation is, and you will be feeling very great. You will feel like a whole new person. You will go to your work with confidence, because for not much longer you will be renting, and then you will be owning a property in Switzerland soon. So now get a consultation.